Hello everyone. Welcome back to our channel, Immigration YTTV. We hope you're doing great. In this video, we're going to talk about new bill offers green card pathway for immigrant workers. A new bill introduced in Congress seeks to provide a pathway to permanent residency for undocumented immigrant workers employed in essential sectors like agriculture, healthcare, construction, and emergency services. Lawmakers say the measure will stabilize the labor force while offering fairness and dignity to families who play a vital role in the U.S. economy. If you are interested in this topic, please pay attention and watch the video through to the end to get all the information. Please hit like and subscribe, and don't forget to push the notification bell for an upcoming video. A major immigration proposal has been introduced in Congress that seeks to create a legal pathway to permanent residency for undocumented immigrants employed in vital sectors of the U.S. economy. The bill, known as the Strengthening Our Workforce Act, was introduced by Representative Gabe Vasquez of New Mexico. The legislation specifically targets workers in industries such as agriculture, healthcare, construction, and emergency services sectors that are struggling with labor shortages. The measure is not only about immigration reform, but also about stabilizing the workforce, protecting families who have long contributed to the economy, and providing relief to small businesses grappling with hiring challenges. Key provisions outlined in the proposal. Under the Strengthening Our Workforce Act, undocumented workers would be able to apply for a 2-year conditional status if they meet specific eligibility criteria. These include proof of employment in an industry covered by the legislation, continuous residence in the United States since January 1, 2024, completion of at least 100 days of work annually in an eligible profession for 2 consecutive years, payment of a fine as part of the application process, remaining in good legal standing during the conditional period. After successfully completing the 2-year requirement, workers would then become eligible to apply for lawful permanent residency, giving them a chance to secure a more stable future in the United States. Democratic supporters push for immediate action. The bill is co-sponsored by several prominent Democratic lawmakers, including Representatives Juan Vargas of California, Nydia Velázquez of New York, Delia Ramirez of Illinois, and Angie Craig of Minnesota. Together, they emphasize that this legislation is a response to the urgent need for labor force stability, while also offering fairness to immigrant families who contribute daily to American society. Representative Vasquez highlighted the moral and economic importance of the bill, stating that hardworking immigrants should never be forced to live in fear of deportation or remain in the shadows. He argued that immigrant workers keep communities thriving and economies moving forward, and therefore deserve a dignified pathway to legal status. Voices from advocacy and business communities. The introduction of the Strengthening Our Workforce Act has generated strong reactions from both immigrant advocacy groups and small business coalitions. Marcela Diaz, executive director of Somos Un Pueblo Unido, praised the measure, calling it a fair pathway to permanent residency for individuals who have long been part of the U.S. workforce. She emphasized that progress on immigration reform has been delayed for too many years, leaving essential workers without real solutions. Similarly, Frank Knapp Jr., managing director of the Secure Growth Initiative, a coalition of small businesses, stressed that deportation crackdowns are worsening labor shortages. Small businesses are seeing declining revenues as deportation efforts reduce the workforce and immigrant consumer spending. He described the new bill as an effort to end the chaos of mass deportations that are damaging local economies. Lawmakers respond to immigration crackdown. Co-sponsor Representative Juan Vargas directly criticized current federal immigration policies, describing them as out of control and harmful to immigrant families who live in constant fear of deportation. Vargas, the son of Mexican immigrants, underscored that immigrants strengthen the country and that an updated system must be centered on humanity, dignity, and justice. His statement reflected growing frustration among Democrats and immigrant rights advocates who argue that past administrations have failed to establish long-term immigration solutions. The Strengthening Our Workforce Act, he said, is a step toward restoring fairness while addressing urgent labor market needs. Potential impact on the U.S. economy and families. If passed, the Strengthening Our Workforce Act would represent one of the most significant expansions of green card eligibility in recent years. By legalizing workers who already play critical roles in sectors like farming, caregiving, and emergency response, the bill could provide relief to businesses struggling with hiring shortages while protecting immigrant families from the threat of deportation. The road ahead in Congress. Despite broad support from Democrats, the Strengthening Our Workforce Act faces uncertain prospects in the Republican-controlled Congress, where immigration reform proposals have historically faced stiff resistance. Critics are expected to argue that the legislation could incentivize further undocumented migration, while supporters contend that it is a pragmatic and humane solution to a long-standing problem. For now, the bill represents a growing push in Congress to move beyond punitive immigration measures and toward practical policies that balance labor needs with humanitarian considerations. Whether it gains enough momentum to pass remains to be seen, but immigrant communities and business leaders alike will be closely watching the next steps in this debate. If passed, the bill could mark one of the most significant expansions of green card eligibility in recent years, though it faces hurdles in a divided Congress. Supporters remain hopeful it will deliver both economic stability and long-awaited justice for immigrant workers. That is all for today in this video. What are your thoughts on this? Please let us know in the comments section below. Thanks for watching the entire video. Hopefully, the information is useful to you. See you later in the next video. Till then, take care.